enough to floss like a big dog.
It's not as much money as people think in just being a rapper. So that's why so many rappers are entrepreneurs.
It's all about you having the presence of mind to create other entities for yourself. When you hot, that's going to always be there for you even when you cold.
The first thing you got to look at is how can you expand it into other areas. Perhaps you start your own record label.
That's a good place to start, since the top 5 hip-hop moneymakers of 2002 all run their own record label.
When you're getting paid as the label itself, then you're making 2, 3, 4 times the money that the actual artist is making.
Record labels save their sweetest perk, the joint venture, for their top stars. The artist runs his own mini-label and splits profits from his records with the parent company. Since signing Eminem to his joint venture Aftermath, Dre has been getting paid. Last year, the Good Doctor made nearly 11 mil off M sales.
Signed Eminem, Hayes, triple platinum, doing 50 a week.
To pull in more than $10 million in a year where you haven't released anything of your own, you know, that just goes to show you how successful Dre's been in this business.
More money, more cash, more. Label ownership also took Jay-Z from the hard knock life to big pimping.
People don't know what I got in my bank account. I could have 0.
Jigga what? Make that zeros, at least 7 of them, according to financial journalist Rob LaFranco, who estimates that Hova raked in $23 million in 2002.
I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know.
Jay not only collected money as an entrepreneur, he also collected in advance. They paid him what I'm told is $15 million.
Selling records made him rich, but the Rockefeller CEOs also moving clothes, liquor, and movies. It's hard to believe that back in the day, Jigga couldn't give his demo away.
No one's giving me a record deal. I had to make my own label. I was taking my records out of trunks and taking them to record stores and dropping them off. It was a struggle.
Nobody wanted these guys 5, 6, 7 years ago, so they did it on their own. And now they're collecting the reward for that entrepreneurial venture.
Jay turned his imprint into an empire by learning what the richest rappers have always known. You've got to diversify if you're going to make rhyme pay.
An easier way to expand your life expectancy in this business is to become associated with a particular product or service.
Make this money, take this money. Ain't no way you can take this money.
I think that we have such an impact on fashion and lifestyle. It's a natural progression.
Got the clothing line.
We have our clothing line, No Limit Clothing.
Trying to hold it down.
Wouldn't you like to have one of these?
The clothing industry really is where it's at. They don't deal in like 5 million, 10 million. They dealing in 100 million.
But when you're dealing with Diddy, it's
just my other job and something else that I love to do.
Going nowhere, cause it's bad boy for life.
Diddy and a lot of other rappers have learned that another way to make loads of dough is in Hollywood, as Eminem proved in his film debut, 8 Mile.
He's got the #1 song in the country, the #1 album in the country, and soon the #1 movie in the country. Give it up for Eminem.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go.
I try not to concentrate on it and just do what I'm doing. And he's doing better than everybody. You know, let's not like rub it in or anything.
But acting's not the only new skill on his resume. In 2002, he also played the role of talent scout, recruiting 50 Cent, hip-hop's hottest unsigned act since Biggie.
I'll take credit for that. You should.
Now that I roll with Dre, everybody show me love. When you sell like Eminem, you get plenty of groupie love.
We said, let's do a joint venture. Dre came along, sealed the deal, and now I'm making money.
That's the truth. In 2002, hip-hop's biggest earner was Eminem.
Looks like Eminem, with everything included, earned about $29 million in 2002. He's got his record royalties. He owns the records of the D12 and part of 50 Cent. He's got his songwriting, publishing royalties. Now he's got his movie star money. M also headlined the Anger Management Tour. This guy single-handedly saving the record industry.
This looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me. Cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me.
In order for you to stay afloat in this business, you have to reinvent yourself, stay fresh, especially with hip-hop. Like, it's so changing forever.
As hip-hop changes, so do the ways rappers can make bank. Because in the business, going gold means going broke.
This right here will drive you crazy.
And playing label boss used to be a foolproof means to fat cash. But with sales slumping, the only paper most aspiring rap CEOs will see from record labels is a pink slip.
The records ain't selling the way they used to. So the joint venture thing is pretty much a gone game.
They're downsizing on the joint ventures because they want to keep it all for themselves.
Many artists are finding out that hip-hop isn't recession-proof, and many players have gone from cutting tracks to cutting back. But the true stars will always find a way to style and profile, even if it means tightening their belts.
We definitely shooting cheaper videos. We about making a 4-course meal out of some Kool-Aid and some Franks.
You'd be a fool to get into this business and not learn anything and not try to better yourself as an artist and as a businessman.
It really is an education process that has to take place. Just how much money they're actually going to make versus what they think they're going to make. And there has to be sort of reality check that this isn't going to last forever.
You always have to think about it like a squirrel stacking nuts for the long haul. You're only good as your last hit, so you got to count every dollar as your last dollar.
It's rough out here for all of us, but you can't be dumb. Else you'd be dead.